Caden. Caden, put that down. Cade, I'm serious. Flying French fries. Okay. No reason to panic. All I have to do is catch.
Punch!
So, you think you're a golf star, huh? Alright, Caden, since you're apparently interested in golf, let me tell you about my first job. A job that was so difficult, it almost ended me. In high school, I discovered that at a nearby golf course, I could work carrying around clubs for a few hours and get paid for it. The guys who did this were called caddies, and what a job it turned out to be. To begin, the place I worked at was first come, first serve, meaning whoever showed up the earliest got to work first, and traditionally made more money. Meaning, if I wanted to work, I had to wake up at 4 a.m., drive to work, and then be comfortable waiting until 7 a.m. Now, this was a time before everyone and they mama had cell phones, so me and the other caddies had to get real creative to pass the time. So we would roast each other, trade snacks, and kill a lot of time playing basketball on the nearby court until our name was called. Once you were called, you're given what felt like a 50-pound bag to carry for what was often a 4-hour game. Now don't get me wrong, I take care of myself. I've always been in decent shape, but my first day on the job almost killed me. I mean, do you know how long 4 hours is? That's right, it's basically forever. Anyway, at my job, the guy who ran the Caddy Shack's name was, let's call him Mac. And Mac was a character. He spent most of his days riding around in a golf cart, making fun of the caddies and laughing it up with the elite golfers on the property. Now, Mac clearly had favorites, because I swear that early on, he'd ignore the sign-up sheet and call out everyone but me. Let's see. Let's have... Ryan, you're up next. Come on, I'm right here. So rude. Anyway, eventually I did get my shot and was paired with some elderly gentlemen who loved cigars. Yeah, that was another thing about this place. The people love cigars. And I never quite figured out why, because they smelled like day-old dookie diapers.
Wow!
I know, totally gross. So next thing I know, the game's begun and I'm trudging behind my player, wading through billows of smelly smoke along the way. We complete the first hole and I'm like, this is not all that bad. We complete the third hole and I'm thinking, okay, I could sit down for a bit, but this isn't awful. By the 7th hole, I'm clearly breathing hard and basically thinking this was a huge mistake. But it's too late now because I'm committed. And I may be a lot of things, but I am no quitter. In addition to carrying golf clubs, we also had other responsibilities, including repairing divots in the ground, finding lost golf balls, reading greens, and lifting flagpoles when they were ready to putt. But day one, I'm not gonna front, my one mission was to simply stay alive. It also didn't help that most of the golfers were horrible. Can you say horrible? Exactly. Like these old dudes had no game. Half of the time their shots would go flying past the hole and into the sand trap, where they'd proceed to take 20 swings to get out, and afterwards I'd have to rake up after them. It was crazy. So anyways, like I was saying before, by the time we reach hole 12, I'm practically ready to give up on life. When we arrive at the halfway house. Now, the halfway house is a magical place where golfers and caddies got free food. I'm talking ice cream, pretzels, hot dogs, chips. And don't you know, I stuffed my pockets with all of it. I was out here using every pocket imaginable to refuel and keep cool. So after popping a few sensu beans, I knew I was ready to continue. So, using every ounce of my remaining strength I had, I pressed forward. Yes, it was 90 degrees out. Yes, that meant I had to trek up and down a bunch more hills, and yes, I was sweating through every orifice on my body. But I made it to the end and completed my first loop. Straight up, I practically sat right down on the green on hole 18. Y'all couldn't make me do nothing. Finally, I had arrived at that glorious moment when I would be compensated for all my hard work. My golfer filled out my pay card and I got a $10 tip, which for 4 hours isn't great, but I was still pretty bad at the job at the time. Fortunately, I got better over time, and by the end of the summer, I was a caddy king. Or intermediate, if you were to check my name tag. So yeah, Kate, your dad knows a thing or two about golfing. Now, how would you like a free putting lesson? All right, now, Caden, follow my lead. The key is to have a clean stance, a firm grip, and to keep your eyes on the prize. Oh. Yes! Let's try to focus on golf balls from now on.